Hey guys, this is Bharat and welcome to Bharat's Kitchen with how to make vegetable Manchurian. That's right. Now the key to a good Manchurian lies behind the Manchurian balls. They should be a little soft, but at the same time they should be a little firm. Alright, so first we're gonna grind our vegetables in a blender. So here I have some grinded cabbage, some bell pepper, also known as capsicum, some onions, some spring onion, also known as scallions, and I've already separated the stalks for garnishing, and finally I have some carrots. Okay, so first we're gonna boil our vegetables in water so that the rawness of the vegetables is removed and the flavor of the vegetable blends in together. So I've taken a wok. You can also use a large utensil and add some water. And when the water starts to boil, we're gonna add in our salt. So salt will marginally elevate the boiling point of water, which will help in even cooking of vegetables. We're gonna mix the salt with water and add our vegetables. So we're gonna cook the vegetables for around 5 minutes. And if you really have a disease of impatience and it's really hard for you to wait for 5 minutes, what you can do is do something productive and watch some of my other videos. Or else 5 minutes of your life would be lost just by standing in front of boiling water. Think about it. See, I'm so smart. So after 5 minutes, I'm gonna strain my vegetables with the help of a strainer and a cloth. And try to squeeze as much as water possible from the vegetables as I can. Now this is very hot and it's very hard to squeeze the water out. So I'm going to keep it inside a freezer for around 15 minutes so that the vegetables cools down and we can easily squeeze that leftover water. Alright, so after 15 minutes you can easily squeeze the excess water in the vegetables, and yes, you have to remove as much water possible as you can. And yes, the good news is that you can easily take the day off from the gym because it's totally gonna be a workout. Okay, now to bind these vegetables, I'm gonna add some all-purpose flour, some cornstarch, and some baking powder. Now the ratio of flour to starch is around 3:2. We're also gonna add some salt, some white pepper powder, and we're going to combine everything together until it forms a soft dough. Now under any circumstances or any situation, do not add excess cornstarch because starch in the presence of water and heat will start a process known as gelatinization. Now you may think that cornstarch will make it crispy, right? But if more starch or only starch is added, the structure of your balls will not be good. Oh, I'm so sorry guys. Well, I'm in the Manchurian balls and not the other way around. I guess this video has its own pros and cons. So we're gonna try to knead this loose dough for around 5 minutes, and yes, this is extremely important. And after 5 minutes, you'll start to notice that the dough will start to come together a little bit. Then we're gonna add some butter and some oil and mix everything together. Now we're gonna keep the dough covered inside a bowl and let it rest for a minimum of 30 minutes and maximum of 1 hour. In the meanwhile, I'm gonna prepare the stuff for my gravy. So I'm gonna finely chop some onion, some capsicum, some ginger. Now I've chopped my garlic in 2 ways, that is finely chopped and the other one is roughly chopped. Lastly, we also have some roughly chopped spring onion stalks. Alright, so I'm going to take the veg Manchurian dough and add some ginger garlic paste. And if you're wondering why have I added ginger garlic paste now, well that is because I make a lot of mistakes. But hey, I'm a human. And yeah, I forgot to add it earlier. Okay, so I'm gonna make balls out of this Manchurian dough and fry them. Now we're gonna fry these balls twice, and yes, it's very important and has its reasons also. So first we're gonna fry them on a high flame in batches. Now you can check that the oil is hot enough by dropping in a skewer, and if it starts to sizzle, that means the oil is ready. Okay, so we're gonna drop a few balls at a time and fry them for about 30 seconds to a minute. Now this will help the balls to retain their structure when you add them to the gravy. Then for second frying, we're going to turn the flame to medium-low and dump in all the Manchurian balls together. Now because we have dumped in all the Manchurian balls together, it will help the heat to penetrate inside the Manchurian balls and cook them properly throughout. So we're going to fry them until they are golden brown or until they look like this. Now let's cut one open and see what's inside. Now you can clearly see that it's totally cooked from the inside and it has retained its structure. You can also see these little air pockets, which will help these balls to absorb a little gravy and give it that extra taste inside. Now before making the sauce, first we need to make the slurry. So I'm gonna add some cornstarch in water and mix it thoroughly. Alright, So now I've taken a wok on a high flame. You can use a pan also, and we're gonna add some oil and some ginger garlic paste, and also our chopped ginger and our chopped garlic. And also we're gonna add our onions and capsicum. We're gonna cook the onion and capsicum for around 30 seconds to a minute because we don't want to overcook our vegetables. We want them to be a little firm. At this point we're gonna add some water and let it come to a boil. Now we're gonna add some soy sauce, some mushroom flavored dark soy sauce, some hoisin sauce. Now if you don't have mushroom flavor sauce or hoisin sauce, you can skip them. The sauce is still going to be pretty good. At this point I'm gonna add our slurry or the thickener and let it come to a boil. Finally I'm gonna add some sambal. We're gonna turn the flame to medium and let the sauce simmer. Now you may have noticed that I have not added salt or sugar till now because the right time to add salt is just before adding the Manchurian balls. So when the sauce has totally come together and reduced a little bit, I'm gonna add some salt, some freshly crushed black pepper, some MSG, some sugar and some vinegar. We're gonna mix everything together and dump in our Manchurian balls and cook them for around 1 to 2 minutes. So after 2 minutes your sauce would have come together and it will look something like this. Finally I'm gonna turn the flame off and add just a few drops of sesame oil and serve. I'm just gonna garnish with some roughly chopped spring onion stalks and that's it, you're done. Now when you'll cut the Manchurian balls, you'll notice that it's soft and at the same time it's holding its structure. And when you look closely, you can easily see that the balls have started to absorb some of that gravy. And it's just because of those air pockets that I showed you earlier. And there you go guys, how to make vegetable Manchurian. If you liked the video, do give it a thumbs up. For updates and queries, don't forget to like me on Facebook. Until then, I'll see you all next time.